How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Okay guys, so this we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing a video of 10 reasons why you should deer hunt. And this is just something I found an idea, so if people want to look into deer hunting, they have property, or if they don't have property, just look into it and see if they want to do it someday, because I just want to help other people, and just so people, because it's a great thing that everyone should do, but everyone can't do because, well, there would be no more left. But we're going to start with, there are going to be 10 questions. I'm recording this, so just go through the questions. Let's get started. So this is 10 reasons why you should hunt deer. Okay, now, number one is you're funding animal research and the DNR. When you hunt white-tailed deer or mule deer, this is for many other animals you hunt. You're funding animal research by buying tags. You buy tags, some of them for first-time buyers, well, at least where I live, they're $5 a tag, which is easy to get into hunting. But most of them are around, for a doe tag is about $12, and for a license and a buck tag, to go with a buck tag in my state, it's $20. So you're funding the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, help animals, manage the population. Deer used to be almost extinct. That's why we need to manage populations of animals. Like sometimes there are populations of animals 50 years ago that have changed drastically and now they're in abundance here. So the Department of Natural Resources has helped out a lot to manage the population. So if they're overpopulated, they let us hunt more. If they're underpopulated, they make them more stricter when you hunt. But they're helping animals, they help the population, and they manage everything. So that's number one. Number two, it's a very ethical way to get meat. If you're hunting in the woods or in the fields, you actually know where your meat comes from, and you're hunting the deer the most ethical way possible with a gun or a bow. Shooting that deer, killing it instantly, and working and skinning the deer and doing everything you can, and so you know where your meat comes from. At the store, you have no idea where it comes from. Some of these cheaper meats, you go to Walmart, get meat there, you have no idea where that came from, you have no idea what the animal ate, you have no idea how it was butchered. You see these documentaries on these huge factory farms. They slaughter these animals, they're born in cages, they are crushed to death by other animals, they are basically tortured in these cages, they haven't even seen light. If you see some of these documentaries actually turn people into vegetarians or vegans, but I think there are a lot of people who have turned into hunters who were originally vegetarians because of how ethical it actually is. And seeing how horrible these factory farms is, this will make anyone want to hunt to get their food. If you're going to eat meat, the best way is to either raise your animals or hunt them, which hunting's a lot easier to do because the animals raise themselves. Number three, it's much cheaper than store-bought meat. It depends on how much you spend on your equipment or land. If you already have land and the equipment, like rifles and ammunition, it's a very, very cheap way. And even if you have to spend on equipment and spend on gas to drive to a hunting spot, it's still much more cheaper than beef. For beef, I would say an average of $4 a pound. Deer can be, like, if you spend let's say you spend $20 on gas, you spend $20 or $30 on a box of bullets, which you only use one bullet or two, preferably one if you can, and for your equipment, it probably costs around 90 cents or 80 cents per deer. For me, I've added up the price because I already have everything, so probably it cost me about 20 cents a pound for venison. And that's really cheap, and it's not like it tastes bad or anything. It actually tastes much more tender, and it depends on how you cook it, but it's much more tender to me, and I personally prefer venison over beef any day. Number four, it helps manage deer population. In some states and some places, deer overrun. Like where I live in the Midwest, upper Midwest, we have deer everywhere. Just now I could look outside, and I could see deer right in the fields grazing. When your population, deer usually stay within a certain radius and they live in that spot. During the wintertime, if they're overpopulated, there's not enough food for the other deer to feed off, and there's not enough food, then they usually starve. And the number one cases of fawns, the number one case from them dying is either from starvation, from overpopulation starvation, from starving, from not having enough food, or from getting killed by coyotes at a younger age. So by managing the population, like where I live, we have a bunch of does and only like a few bucks. You want to manage a population of does by harvesting some does, so you manage the buck and doe ratio, and by having less does in your property, because I've lived in this property for over 12 years, and I haven't hunted. Only in the past couple of years I've hunted, and we have like 20 or more does. You always need to manage your population because you don't want deer dying. I found dead carcasses of deer that probably died of starvation because there's not enough food during the winter, because all the deer are overpopulated, and then they eat the food for themselves, and then other deer can't eat it because they have no more food. So you need to watch and manage deer population. Number 5, it gets you outdoors. Anything that could get you outdoors is a good thing, especially waking up in the early morning and seeing the beautiful sunrise and then the dew on the grass. It's a beautiful thing that you'll never be able to see otherwise. You wouldn't wake up 4 in the morning in a cold early morning day, walk quarter mile to your hunting stand, and hunt there for 4 hours to take a picture of a deer. It gets you outdoors and really gets you motivated to do things, and it's a great way to experience the outdoors in a much deeper way. Number 6, you could donate it to a food bank. Donating venison is a great way to provide food instead of buying food at the store and give it to them. You could, if you have a whole bunch of does and you just manage your population, and if you could be 1 or 2 people and you don't need 4 or 6 does a year, so you could donate it to food banks, to the homeless, or donate to people in need who actually need food. So you are helping managing the deer population, and you're helping feed the people in need. Number 7, venison is much more healthier than beef. Venison is packed with vitamins and nutrients, and it is more leaner than beef. As you could see on this chart, venison is very, very healthy for you, a lot more than beef. They both taste good, but venison, in my opinion, is better for you, healthier wise. Number 8, it has little to no fat. I personally don't mind fat on meat, but venison has little to no fat on the meat. So if you don't like meat with fat, this is probably the meat for you. It tastes very, very good, very delicious, and it has little to no fat, like marbling in the meat, or on top of the meat, there's barely any. And where I live, deer mostly eat corn, and there's still not very much fat on it, mostly an outer layer of fat, but nothing like in the meat. So it makes it a very healthy and low fat contents. Number 9, it's a great learning experience. Getting outdoors, being able to harvest your food, and knowing what it takes to go out there, hunt deer, and then bring it back, skin it, gut it, and quarter it, process it, and eat it. It's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding, and it gets you outdoors and makes you really learn a lot about things. So if you ever need to hunt, it's a good way to learn about life. It's a good way to learn about death. It's a good way to learn about how to get your own meat and food. It's a good way to learn about deer and what they eat, learn about what they do, learn about everything. You learn a lot of stuff about deer hunting, and I think everyone should at least hunt once in their life. Doesn't have to be deer hunting, but I recommend deer hunting more because it's a great learning experience. Number 10, it's very rewarding. Hunting deer, especially hunting, you're not going to be able to get a deer within the first couple minutes of sitting in a tree stand. You could, that's possible, but most of the time you have to sit out there for a while, wait for the deer. But after working that hard and keep going out and being consistent, you're more than likely able to get a deer. But when you finally aim, take the shot, and shoot the deer, it will feel very rewarding by finally being able to harvest and get an ethical kill and harvest such a nice animal. Okay guys, hopefully you like this video. This is just 10 reasons why. If my list wasn't that good, you have other reasons why you should deer hunt, then leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment down below, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.